Welcome, fight fans,
to the Fighters Boys Kick-Ass Podcast.
Your Fight Talk Authority.
Not to mention the most entertaining and talked about podcast with your kick-ass host, Richard ORTIZ.
You mad? Come at me, bro.
And his loyal kick-ass co-host, Senor Cole ESCOVEDO.
Streaming live and worldwide.
Coming to you all the way live from a little place somewhere in Cali. The Fighters Boys
Kick-Ass Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Fighter's Voice. I guess you would call this Thanksgiving Eve, the day before Thanksgiving, the day before people celebrate with family, eating good food, listening to corny jokes, and maybe having a cigar afterwards, and just enjoying the family, or, you know what, just stepping out on your own and just, you know, once the family becomes over 18 or old enough to have their own family, it's time to have your own Thanksgiving. And doing so is our co-host, the UFC veteran himself, Mr. Cole ESCOVEDO. Just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, a couple times before we went on air, I told Ask Cole, I pleaded with him not to expose himself like he did earlier to us. And ladies and gentlemen, if there's some nudity, we'll do our best to cut that out and cover it all up. But the stats...
You're going to need a lot of blur. You're going to need like a Mac Pro with like a fucking edit insult pen or something there.
So tell us where you're at. What are you doing right now, Cole? I mean, you look like you got on a karate gi or.
No, this year, me and my girl decided to go to. We went to Cayucas.
Oh, right on.
Yeah, so she knows this like little like a bed and breakfast type place.
Nice.
And it's got like a hot tub, and it's like literally like we're like across the street from the beach, like. We sat out there and had hot cocoa and coffee and walked along the beach. We looked at the sunset, hung out on the pier, had fish tacos. There's a great clam chowder place, but they make good fish tacos too. So we had fish tacos, and then now it's like champagne and hot tub time. Like,
really?
Pretty much. Like, that's how we're doing Thanksgiving. Because, like, you know me, dude. I'm Native American. I'm not going to get on a soapbox, but I don't really do Thanksgiving. I don't. It's just me. So I mostly did it for over the years for family purposes, for like the kiddos and things like that. Teach them, you know, traditions that their moms wanted them involved with and stuff. So, but outside of that, no. So like her littles or their dad, we're out. And we thought about going to Vegas, but we opted on this because there's nothing to do in Vegas right now except like get drunk and gamble, which I know it's fucking Vegas. So like that's all there's ever to do in Vegas. But like with the COVID going on, there's no shows. Like, you know, I hear the Strip's really bad right now. And I know a lot of people were saying, no, it's fine. But, like, I've never really heard that many people say that there's a problem with the Strip. And I've heard a lot of people saying that there's a problem with the Strip. So, speaking of Strip, let's make sure we keep that robe on, man, because I know it's starting to get loose and you get a little antsy, you know, and you mentioned the show, and then all of a sudden you did this thing here. So, hey, it's a nice robe. Dude, check that out, dude. Like, the interior is all warm. Dude, it's nice. It's warm. It's nice.
I bet it is, man. As long as the family jewels are warm, everything's good to go.
Well, I got this behind me. Like, I got that going, so it's already, like, I'm set, dude. I'm set.
There you go. What I'm looking forward to, actually, is the Dallas Cowboys playing. Believe it or not, if we do win, we are in the first place. We'll see what happens, man.
I don't know. I don't watch enough football.
Okay, well, you know what? Well, let's talk about what we do talk about all the time, and that's the MMA world and in the boxing world. And I'm going to introduce this. I'm going to let you run with it briefly before we touch on our very own from California, Blake the Beast McCurlin. It's official. Conor McGregor, I mean, he's going to step back in the cage. First of all, man?
It's going to be like 250. I think it's like 257 or something, and it's going to be in January. I think it's going to be, and that's like official. Yeah, January. That's like official. One of the guys at the post UFC of the weekend was asking him what the status was on that, and Dana White's immediate reaction was like, "Didn't we release that? Didn't we announce that already?" So the guy asking the question was just like a hair behind what had already been released. So that's official. Like It's not like something we've been hoping. Oh, they signed this, they signed that. Maybe no. It's posters out, dates out, venues out. It's good to go. That's happening. Conor's going to come back. Don't know if it's a one-fight deal, multi-fight deal. You know how I feel about retirements anyway.
I know you do, and I'm going to bug you, and I'm probably going to push you back just a little even further. A friend of ours, a close friend of ours, whatever he says, it's practically gold, and that's Sean Gibbons. He's posting Manny Pacquiao's boxing glove next to Conor McGregor's boxing glove. The stage is set. All Conor has to do is get by the task that he has in January, and you're looking for Manny Pacquiao to take this fight. And I'm going to tell you right now, Cole, this fight is going to happen. First of all, he's not only the senator of the Philippines, he's earned that right to do whatever he wants, to step in the ring with the MMA star. The numbers are there, the viewers are there, and even though people may laugh and say, hey, it's nothing but this or that, I guarantee they will tune in. And it is what it is.
I agree. They'll tune in. But here's the thing. Like, even at first, I was kind of like, But then I sat down and I tried to be as objective as possible about it. And the reality is this. You've got Conor, who fought Nate Diaz, lost, fought Nate Diaz again, won. Moved up to 170, did really well. Like, every with the exception of, like, the Khabib and the Mayweather thing, like, he's kind of taken back almost every loss. So if you look at the boxing and what he did last time with Floyd, to think that he hasn't spent time with trainers and gyms and personal coaches and stuff to, like, actually get better, because at the end of the day, Conor's like a Bo Jackson. Baseball, football, doesn't really matter too much. Now, granted, the dynamics of the sport and the muscles and everything are a little bit different in what you need, but the reality is an athlete's an athlete. So you take a combat sport athlete like Conor, put him in boxing. Now you've exposed him to boxing and what it's necessary to fight at, like, the top fucking level. Yeah. Like, what is it necessary to fight at the top level? And he got a good taste of it, and yeah, he knows where he went wrong. Arm endurance, upper cardio strength, things like that. Long haul, 12 rounds, 15 rounds, 20 rounds of muscle endurance is required to throw 120 punches a round. You ain't making it 12 rounds doing that. So he needs to build up that endurance. So to think he hasn't been training that and getting better at that in the idea of a Pacquiao fight is, it's not naive. It's just being a person really blind to the way the sport works. And a guy like Conor at his level, he has been training in boxing to get better. Does that mean he's got to beat a guy like Pacquiao? I don't know. He hits pretty hard probably. So you give him the right boxing tools and how to punch properly for boxing purposes. And then maybe, I'd watch it because I think it'd be a good fight, but I'm not a fan of the idea just because I think there's much more deserving guys in boxing that probably deserve a shot at Pacquiao right now versus Pacquiao spending a whole fight camp and a risk of an injury on a fight on a guy like Conor, where it's not improving his standings as a champion. It's not improving anybody else's rankings or a chance to be a champion. It's just a money fight, which, okay, fuck it, earn your money. He gets most of his shit to charity anyway. So, sorry, I ramble. The mustache just grabs my ball sometimes and run.
I will say this, even though Floyd Mayweather was victorious over Manny Pacquiao, I thought he had a better chance at Floyd Mayweather, especially when Floyd was trying to walk him down towards the middle of the rounds. Manny Pacquiao throws punches and punches and probably has, if not his footwork is phenomenal in boxing. It's not going to be okay. His punch out, he lets him fly. His head moves, and he's so fast and elusive.
Very elusive. He's got like attributed to, like, gaming. The guy has like a small hitbox. Yeah. He's real quick and agile and stuff. Now the trade-off is if you can land square on him, you're going to do some fucking damage, because that little quick elusive guy isn't built like a tank. He doesn't have that internal armor. You fucking catch him. We've seen it happen. We saw Pacquiao get put on his ass before. So
we have. So it's going to be interesting. And everybody wants to fight Pacquiao. We even got fighters that have every fighter in the division calls him out. Every single person. You ask Jose Ramirez, what's your dream fight? He said Manny Pacquiao. You ask Bud Crawford, Manny Pacquiao. And, a friend of ours, Mikey Garcia, Manny Pacquiao. It's because of what he stands for, the boxing, class act, inside, outside the ring. And just to have that on your resume and to get a victory or even do well against a man of Manny Pacquiao, you want that. It's like sharing the ring nowadays with Muhammad Ali. Yeah,
like catching Muhammad Ali, like when he was still active, kind of thing. Like Pacquiao's still like a legend that's like still active. Like he's not like a legend teetering on the end. Like he's very active in like the current mix of who's who in boxing in those weight classes right now. So yeah, obviously we'll watch, but and I'm not a fan of him getting to jump all those ropes. And seriously, and I feel for the fact of the sense that there's a boxer who probably deserves a chance to have a shot at Pacquiao in the boxing world versus him losing it on or spending it on Conor. Like, it just doesn't make sense. You know?
I think that Manny Pacquiao will take that fight, and then I think he will defend his title and fight one of the big names in boxing. And
oh yeah, I know. I totally see him continuing to defend the belt. But like I said, even more time, you're spending part of your shelf life on a guy like Conor, where it could be spent on somebody where it actually improves the rankings and has some substance to the rest of the sport. Yeah. This is a circus.
And not only that, Floyd Mayweather is going back to Japan. I just don't got a fight date yet, and he'll be going back there and putting on another exhibition. And you know, at this point, they've earned that right to go out there and throw their name out there, and you know, share with the world. Let the world be entertained by them. So,
and okay, now there's the key right there. Let the world be entertained.
Yes.
There's the thing. Now, if you go out there and actually expect any of his matches out there real fight.
I never said that the career was going to change over and he was now going to jump into the boxing world. It is what it is. It's that imagination, and it's going to take place. And the reality of it is that's the only transition, because I can't see Manny Pacquiao getting in the cage with him or any boxer getting in the cage. Although Ray Mercer did put Silva out with that right hand. He just happened to catch him.
Yeah.
That's the way that was. And I'm talking about, heavyweight champion of the world, former heavyweight champion of the world. Not Vanderlei Silva, but Tim Sylvia.
Yeah.
Right hand.
And that's one of those things where it's just like, it's not like he caught him. It's just, man, you land the right hands at that weight class. That's it.
Well, any man in that weight class, whether boxer, puncher, rodeo rider, whatever you want to call it, and happen to land.
Yeah.
But
only so much square pressure, man.
Exactly. And of course, this Saturday, the world is going to tune into. Of course, Daniel Jacobs is going to be fighting. That's going to be on DAZN, I believe. But a lot of people, they're either going to watch that fight or they're going to watch, I want to call it the world of weights. Mike Tyson, Roy Jones Jr.
Yeah, I've seen some of the funny rules. I know. I'll be there in a minute. I've seen some of the funny rules that have been floating around about that fight. Like, there's not going to be any judges. There's not going to be a score. They're not going to announce a winner. They're not supposed to go for knockouts. There's no headgear. Like, I see some of the goofy rules, but at the same time, it's like, look, it is an exhibition match. This has zero rankings purpose. There's really no purpose for there to be a winner. I've seen some weird one was floating around, some Photoshop one that said no betting. Good fucking luck. Like, you're going to stop people from betting on this fight because Tyson's going to go out there and he's going to try to fuck up Jones. Watch. Them trying to say you can't go for the knockout. Motherfucker, once that bell rings, ding, ding, I own you for fucking 2 minutes, dude. I don't give a fuck what they say. So, any bad cuts. So, and I could see, if there's a bad cut, dude, fucking okay, call it. Because we're not trying to fuck up the rest of their well-being in their life just for some fucking exhibition match. There's other matches on the card. So I'm hoping we get a couple rounds out of that. Dude, I'm really hoping they, try to fucking bang it out, dude. I'm really fucking hoping they just come out there and be like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's fucking go. Let's go for just a round or two, dude. Just fucking give us a round or two. Try to fuck each other up a little bit. Why not?
I think we may see some of that. But,
I hope so, dude. We deserve it.
Of course. It's the long awaited, especially rumor has it Mike Tyson's getting $10 million and Roy Jones is getting $1 million. So
10 mil versus 1 mil?
That's what I've heard. That's
ridiculous.
But see, this broke records as far as the pre-sales for pay-per-view. People are already paying for it. They've already got their weekend already set. So
yeah, I mean, it can't be that expensive. Everyone chips in a little like the old pay-per-views and stuff. So, but what else? We've got a couple other matches on that card too. There's that Logan Paul guy or something. Yeah. What's that guy?
He's now the co-main event. Yeah,
that fucking waste of fucking space. Anyway, but you got what used to be the co-main event was Blake the Beast McKernan and Badu Jake. That used to be the co-main.
Yeah.
So. Why that got bumped down for that entertainment here's the thing. I don't give a shit about that Logan Paul fight. It's an entertainment circus fight. Yeah, I get it. It's entertainment. Make that fight number 3. Let the real fight stay a real fight stay at the co-main. Because that's a real fight. That has real purpose. Let that stand as the co-main and then have your final your entertainment fight there. Because the Logan Paul fight will keep people interested. If you have the Badu Jake and the Blake McCarron fight in there, people will leave before the last 2 or turn it off maybe. I don't know. But I'm actually looking forward to that. The goal for him is to be 14-0 for Blake the Beast. It's been a little while since he fought, but they're putting him to the test with Badu on that one. But he comes with a good pedigree of experience. So I think if Blake can pull off a W over Badu, I think it will open doors at least for bigger opportunities against not as seasoned competitors, but guys still within his rankings and weight class and stuff that he can start building his way back up a ladder on. You know what I mean? Like, this is step one on a ladder. Not that Badu Jake is like a stepping stone, but like, to start climbing that ladder, there has to be a first rung to step on, and Badu Jack is the first.
Like you're talking about, the step up. It just, nothing at all. I mean, and let's give credit where credit is due. A 2-division world champion. None of this California state or this reservation title or this badass title or police association title, whatever you call it. Title twice. Former super middleweight at 168 and former light heavyweight, which is 175s. And this time just skipped all the way up.
Yeah. So, and it's, like I said, and the reality is it goes both ways. Like, if Badu Jack wants to start working his way back up and start getting paid again, this is step number one. If you can't pass a guy like Blake McKernan that's 13-0, if you can't beat a guy that's 13-0, then you ain't going any higher. Like, there's a dude that's 13-0. He's gonna fuck you up too. So this is not a stepping stone, but this is a stepping off point for both of them right now, in order to start climbing that ladder that they both want. This is another opportunity for a guy like Blake to climb that ladder again. There's always a first rung. So
this is, I don't know of any other Rocky story. First of all, that Blake accepted the fight, accepted the opportunity, embraced the opportunity, and we'll just have to wait till Saturday. Unfortunately, and I'm going to speak on this, and I usually don't. The man's, 90 miles away from us? 2-hour drive? I don't know what it is exactly. And, he has my support. I mean, we had Alex Perez. That ended quickly, but he had our support. Jose Ramirez, every time he comes in, he has our support. Why? Because they're homegrown. And for Blake to get this opportunity, I mean, we should embrace him and cheer him on instead of knocking him down before the fight even happens. But as a professional, he's blocking it out, and he'll put the 2 judges in his hands and take the opportunity. Can you imagine how many people shy away from the opportunity and say, "Oh, because I'm not ready," or maybe next time? There'll never be a next time.
And especially with the COVID era that we're living in, the bubble era now. Like, for example, Figueiredo, who just fought this weekend, defended his belt against Alex Perez. He's fighting again next month.
Yeah.
Like, they've got on the quick turnaround. Like, and that's just because, like, if these guys are healthy and they're ready, why not? Like, why not keep that weight class traction going? Why not keep the momentum going? Because get them paid. Let them fight a couple times before the year is over. Then send them back home to Brazil, and then bring them back 6 months later and let them fight a couple times. Like, that's the whole purpose of Fight Island.
Hey, let's run it back, right? Alex is ready to run it back.
So, but no, Moreno, I think, is going to be who he gets his next shot at. He just fought Roval. And I think it's funny because Roval was bitching about how he should have had the title shot against Figueiredo, and he was all pissed that he got overjumped. And then his next fight, he loses. So what are you bitching about that you deserve the title shot? Like, you lost the end of the prelims fight. Like, what are you bitching about?
When you're an assassin in jiu-jitsu, your whole objective is to let's get it on the ground. I mean, that's just all there is to it. He's a cobra. He's a mamba. He's gonna suck you up. He's a vacuum. But I mean, that's it. That's their pedigree. I mean, let's get it on the ground. And now you're in my world. Let me drown you.
And then who else did you have with the week? Oh, Shevchenko. So she's on a 6-fight win streak now. I pegged her to have an early finish, but no, her opponent got that all the way out to 5 rounds, put in the work, really tested her, pushed her to different areas and stuff. So that was good. I mean, she defended her belt. This is like, the 2nd defense, I think, or something like that. And it's the 6th win in a row right now. She's on a 6-fight win streak. So Shevchenko's on a good roll right now.
And then she does that dance right afterwards.
Yeah, that's her happy dance.
No, yeah, that's her stamp.
So, but outside of that, we've got the Poirier-Conor fight, and we've got the Ferguson. Ferguson's fighting Volkov. I think they're having a rematch next. I think I might be misspeaking. I'm not sure if it's Volkov, but Ferguson is fighting on that same card. I think he's co-maining that card.
No, it's going to be an exciting weekend, man. I mean, it really is. I mean, we got some good things coming up, and December's right around the corner, and we got some big names coming up, some big boxing and MMA events as well. So we're going to be keeping busy. And I do want to say yesterday, I mean, the Fighter's Voice, for the 2nd time, made history and went global. We had another guest from Australia, and that was Andrew Maloney. So I want to say hello and thank you again to the Maloney team. for giving us the opportunity to interview him. And class act, man, all the way around. He has a tough fight coming up when they do run it back, the trilogy, with the Robert Garcia's Boxing Academy's fighter and Rick Morrigan's, what I would say, he's now managing Josh with the Professor Franco. And it's going to be a great trilogy, man. I mean, you know, I heard they're going to run it back in Australia. And I think at this point, that's good for boxing. That's good for business all the way around.
Anything that gets fights going on globally right now is a good thing for that industry. It shows that it's not just going to be an isolated thing as far as the restriction of where they can throw venues, and now it'll make it easier for fighters to get fights too. Yeah,
actually, and a month has been thrown out tentatively. The Jose Ramirez and Josh Taylor tentatively it's going to be in February.
Okay.
It for Las Vegas and Raider Stadium. I don't know if it's going to head there or not, or end up in the bubble in the MGM Grand. But that's some news that we did get. So we're looking at some great matchups coming up. And listen, we're going to be brief tonight because everybody's cooking turkey. Everybody's doing their thing. I don't want your hot water to get cold. You know, I want to take this time out for Mad TV. You know, we got a lot of shows that are on Mad TV, and we appreciate the production. We appreciate the association with them. And one of our fellow shows, his mother passed away, and without saying any names too much, you know, I don't want to put it on the air, but you know, our condolences are to the family, and we wish them well. And you know, holidays, and you know, things, and unfortunately, things like this, but happen. But on a different note, man, hey, and then we got Christmas shopping, man, Black Friday. And I got to ask you this right now, man. I mean, I asked you, are you going to Black Friday? And then you said something like, if I want to go to Black Friday, I'll just go to Costco on any day of the week, right?
It's just, I don't know. It's everybody gives thanks for everything and family and joy and all this shit. And the next day they're stomping on each other's throats. The hypocrisy behind it is just ridiculous. So I don't know. And it's going to be even crazier this year. It'll be fucking insane this year.
It is. It's especially toilet paper, man.
Yeah. Fucking idiots. I swear to God, man.
Hey, you got anything to leave us with, man?
What was that?
You got anything to leave us with? I don't want your hot water getting cold.
Nah, that's about it, man. I got a hot tub calling my name. That's about it, man.
Now, I'm sure you got more calling your name, man. More power to you. Wish you well. Hey, this is your host, Richard Ortiz of the Fighter's Voice, ESCOVEDO. See you guys next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And it's a wrap. As always, thumbs up for Richie.
Okay, fight fans, it's not goodbye, but until next week.
Remember.
It's always voiceography at its finest. So on behalf of Richard Ortiz, ESCOVEDO, the special guests, and all the crew right here at the Kick-Ass Podcast, saying hasta luego, babies. And always, thanks for listening.